of the Spotlight on Community Channel 6. We are on location at the Grooms Beach Villas and Resort in Point Celine. The reason being is to speak with a special guest who is here on vacation out of the Caribbean island of Jamaica. He goes by the name of Oral Clark, but in the music industry he is called Risingsonn. Welcome to the Spotlight.
Thank you very much for having me.
Just prior to the interview, I was told by Risingsonn that he has been in the music industry for a number of years, but actively singing over 8 to 9 years. But before we get into information about some of the selections that he sang, we want to go back a bit so that both myself and you, the viewers, will get an understanding and get to know my guest, Risingsonn. So just give us a little bit of information about you in the early years and how is it you gravitated to this line of work.
Well, Risingsonn is a famous person in Jamaica. I've been known for making rhythms because I've worked with several artists, which is like top names. I've worked with TUNN, I've worked with Movado, Beanie Man, Spanabana, Sprague Benz, just to name a few. I've been known for making rhythms over the years. I've collaborated with Sean Nizzle, that's a fresh act from Jamaica now, which is doing well also. I've been known for making one-drop rhythms, dancehall rhythms, which I also record myself to gain that popularity also. I've been known for rhythms called I Don't Wanna, which I have a song title for that also. Dancehall rhythm to say I've made Turn Up, and I have also a song title for that also. So I try to base it, whatever I do, the structure is based on Risingsonn. So at the end of the day, when people do the research, they'll get to know where I'm coming from and where I have started out. So rhythm was my first aspect. Then I started to add words. Then I move on to engineering.
Okay. So one might ask, why to rhythms? And how many years in terms of studying? And because I know in Jamaica the dancehall industry and that industry itself is a very competitive one.
Very competitive.
So tell me about that aspect, about getting involved and being able to get the rhythms done and ensure that, yes, Risingsonn rhythm will be the rhythm that the DJs would like, as we normally say here, to ride on. Yes.
Well, as you use the operative word, competitive. Yes, and you know, Jamaican is one of the places where you find most talents. I'm from there, and when it comes on to artists, producers, as also publishers, you'll find that most of the younger generation are like paying attention to music, because from back in the days, as you know, Bob Marley has been one of our great icons, you know, so that's a tradition that we're trying to keep up. And it's natural for us, because for me, I started out as rhythm maker, and I gained my popularity in the dancehall, because I go hand in hand, ensure that my songs are played, get the popular artists on them. So as long as you put forward a rhythm with 5 or 6 artists along with myself, it's a possibility that I'll be in the mix. So that is where I gain my popularity from. Then I move on to trying to do a solo career after gaining such a popularity.
You mentioned a number of top reggae, what should I say, / dancehall artists. You mentioned the TUNN, the Movado, just all the names not coming up, but how difficult is it working with those artists? Because in terms of getting the rhythms and so perfected for them, because the way TUNN will operate may not be that way Movado will operate.
Yes.
So how did you manage?
Well, as it relates to TUNN, he's like a backbone friend. So that's not a problem for me to get him on a rhythm. And I've been around his camp, which is David House, for most of my tenure in the music. And he's one of the persons who gain a lot of respect from the artist. So being at his place, his studio, the artist will come by. And me being a so-called engineer, doing my thing, you know, I'll do the recording. They'll see me recording TUNN. That's my rhythm. They try to make the inquiries. I know them being a top act, so I just do what I have to do. Probably they'll lay the track before they even leave. And upon leaving, I'll do my mixing, my finalizing, and I'll email them a track. They listen. If it's to perfection, then they'll say, yeah. And I do the promotion in the dance hall, as also the radio station, so I go hand in hand. So I'm known by the radio personalities, so they will play my music, as also I am known by the DJs in the dance hall. And then we